Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. Someone sent us some really cool stuff about EON Reality and what they're doing with Gemini 2.0. It sounds like it could totally change the way we work and learn, not just some flashy new tech.
Oh, absolutely. EON Reality's platform, it's called EON Perform. It uses augmented reality to make training and work processes way better. And now they're integrating Gemini 2.0. It's got this spatial AI that takes it to a whole other level, you know what I mean?
So like EON Perform just got a massive upgrade, kind of like giving my work glasses like a brain and supervision or something.
You're not far off, really. Imagine, say you're a technician, right, and you run into some equipment you've never even seen before. Well, with Gemini 2.0, all you got to do is point your device at it, and boom, the system knows what it is. It just pulls up all the info you need right there in front of you.
No more digging through manuals or calling for help. That'd save so much time, especially in a busy workplace.
Exactly. And it can do more than just identify stuff. Gemini 2.0 can actually, analyze what it sees. It can spot if something's off, like a part that's misaligned, or if a tool's missing, almost like having a built-in quality control expert just watching everything.
Whoa, wait, it can diagnose problems too. That's insane. I can already see so many uses for this. But is it just for super technical stuff?
Not at all. It's actually useful in tons of different fields. Think about a surgeon in a new operating room. They could instantly know where every single instrument is. Makes things way more efficient and, less chance of mistakes.
Wow. Those are some pretty amazing examples. They could really change how efficient and safe things are. But what about learning? You said this system gets smarter over time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. It's all about adaptation. The more you use it, the more it learns about what you need, how you work. It customizes its help for each person. And get this, it speaks a bunch of different languages, so you could train people all over the world, no problem.
That's wild. It's like a virtual expert right there with you no matter where you are. And it speaks your language, no less. We've talked about a lot of benefits, but how does this actually work technically?
Well, at its heart, Gemini 2.0 is all about real-time environmental scanning. It uses these advanced sensors and algorithms to capture and make sense of the physical world super fast, super accurately. This allows it to create a 3D model of the environment. And then Eon Perform uses that model to give you relevant information and guidance, stuff that makes sense in that specific situation.
Okay, so it's not just like putting digital images on top of things. It's actually building a digital copy of the real world. But how does it know what's important? Like, how does it go from seeing a wrench to knowing what it's for?
That's where the contextual object recognition comes in. Think of it this way. The system doesn't just see a wrench, it understands it's a wrench, what type of wrench, what it can be used for, that sort of thing.
So it's almost like it has a giant encyclopedia of objects in its memory.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Pretty
Amazing.
amazing.
But what about the Sherlock Holmes mode we talked about earlier? How
Yeah.
does it actually spot problems?
That's one of the coolest parts. Gemini 2.0 analyzes everything it sees, looking for anything out of the ordinary. Like it can see if things are misaligned, if parts are missing, even wear and tear that might cause issues later on.
Wow, that's like having a quality control check running all the time. That'd be so valuable in like manufacturing, healthcare, you name it.
Exactly. And once it spots a problem, Eon Perform jumps in and tells you exactly how to fix it, step by step. It's a really smooth connection between finding problems and fixing them.
My mind is officially blown. This really feels like a sneak peek into the future of work. But before we get too carried away thinking about all the possibilities, let's get down to some real-world examples, like how is this tech actually being used today?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's look at some specific use cases that show just how powerful this tech can be. So the source material had this really cool example about a machine manufacturer, like a big one, global. They're using this tech to give their technicians all over the world instant instructions in their own language, too.
So like even if a technician's never seen that specific model before, they can still fix it with this system helping them.
Exactly. It cut down on training costs, support costs, like you wouldn't have to fly experts around all the time or wait forever for someone to come help you. It's like having an expert on speed dial 247 anywhere.
That's got to be a game changer for any global company.
Yeah.
But I'm really curious about healthcare. The source material talked about surgeons using it in operating rooms.
Oh, yeah. Operating rooms, that's high pressure. Every second counts. This tech could give surgeons and everyone in there instant info, like where instruments are, the sterilization stations, even like emergency equipment, just boom, right there.
That would make things so much safer, right? Less chance of errors.
Absolutely. And it's not just about being faster or more accurate. It can actually reduce stress for the medical team. The surgeon can really focus on the patient, knowing they've got all the info and tools they need right in their AR.
It's pretty amazing how tech like this can actually help us do things better, not just replace us, you know. And the source mentioned transportation too, like in airports.
Airports, yeah. Think about if some vital equipment breaks down there, total chaos. But with this tech, the maintenance crew knows exactly where the problem is, what tools and parts they need. It can even walk them through the whole repair.
That would keep things running smoothly, even when things go wrong.
Right. And think about hotels, training new staff. They could learn about cleaning procedures, how to use the equipment, all the safety stuff. All right there in AR.
Wow, yeah. That'd make training so much more efficient,
Yeah.
especially for big hotel chains all around the world. And with all the languages it supports, no more language barrier problems.
It's a really amazing way to give workers the info they need, new hires, experienced technicians, everyone. And it's not just about helping individuals, it can optimize whole systems and processes.
It's pretty clear this tech has the potential to really change things. It feels like a huge shift is happening in the way we work and learn. But what does it all mean for our listener? How might it affect their work, their life?
That's a great question. Let's kind of take a step back, think about the main things we've learned today and how they might connect to what our listeners going through.
So we've talked about what EON Reality and Gemini 2.0 are, and we've seen how it's already being used. I feel like I'm starting to see the bigger picture now.
The really cool thing for me is this is bigger than just AR or AI, right? It's about combining the real world with the digital world. And that changes everything about how we work, how we learn.
Yeah, it's like all those sci-fi movies we've seen with the holograms and instant information. It's becoming real.
And like any really powerful tool, it can do amazing things. But we also got to be aware of the challenges that come with a technology this big.
Right, we've been focusing on the good stuff. But what about the downsides? What should our listener be thinking about, as this tech becomes more common?
One thing that's important to consider is how it affects jobs. As machines get better at doing things that humans used to do, some jobs are going to change, some might even disappear.
So it's not about robots taking over, it's about adapting, learning new skills so we can keep up.
Exactly. We got to embrace lifelong learning, be open to picking up new skills, especially things that AI can't do, like, critical thinking, creativity, solving problems, that sort of thing.
Those are the things that make us human. Right?
Yeah.
The stuff AI can't replicate.
Exactly. And it's not just about technical stuff either. We got to get good at communication, working with other people, because working together with machines, that's going to become more and more important.
So for our listener, what's the key takeaway here? How can they get ready for this future of work?
Stay curious, stay flexible, and never stop learning. That's the best way to navigate this new world. Exciting, but also kind of uncertain. And don't be afraid of the possibilities. This tech could make work more efficient, more rewarding, and open it up to more people.
This deep dive has been really insightful. We've learned how EON Reality and Gemini 2.0 work, and we've talked about the big picture stuff. I think we've given our listener a lot to think about.
Hopefully they're feeling more empowered and excited about the future and not scared or worried about what's coming.
I agree. And that's a wrap for today's deep dive. Remember, there's a whole world of knowledge out there, and it's always changing. Keep being curious, keep exploring, and we'll see you on the next deep dive.